So I went to go see the Into the Storm, and Into the Storm was pretty scary, yo. It starts off really slow. It's the movie about tornadoes in the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest, so you kind of get used to tornadoes. If you're from the Midwest, you've seen or a tornado, you've heard about it, you've seen the effects of it, something. And so this movie is about people who are chasing the storms. And but there's a lot of backstory which is boring and for my taste kind of overdone. It's a lot of parents trying to explain why they do the things that they do for their kids. And there was one at one point a little 5-year-old little girl hung up on her mother who was like she was like, "Mommy, I want you to come home now." And her mom's like, "I can't, I'm working, honey. I'll be home soon, I promise." And she hangs up in her face. Let me tell you something, parents. You don't ever have to explain to your child why you're working. Because when you're working, guess what you don't have to explain? Why you ain't hungry. Why you got clothes on your back. Why there's a roof overhead. Why you got all the little knick-knacky shit you want to play with. You ain't never got to explain why it's good. So why you got to explain why you worked for it to make it good for you? You don't listen, children. Children, listen. You don't ever ask your mama how the rent gets paid. You just be glad there's a roof over your head and food on your table. Learn that lesson, honey. If you live long enough, you'll be a parent. But I digress. So it's a lot of backstory, and the backstory shit just got on my giggly goddamn nerves. But when the storm came, so when the storm comes, it's like it's crazy. It's bananas, the storms that are hitting and touching. Bananas. And then this one big, big, big storm come up. And one of the storm chasers, he had built this special storm chasing tank. It was a tank, armor tank. And it was, custom fitted to dig into the ground and stay anchored and bulletproof glass. I don't know why you need bulletproof glass for a storm, but whatever. All this extra stuff. So the tank was supposed to be indestructible, but he uses the tank to save lives at the end of the movie. And so he puts the tank in a position so that it's blocking a piece of the storm, but then the eye of the storm pops up. Now, if you know anything about the eye of the storm, it's the scariest part of the storm. It's completely quiet. It's nothing around in the eye of the storm. No noise, no nothing. It's completely quiet. But you know the worst of the storm is about to happen because you're in the eye of the storm. The worst is about to happen. So and so the chick says, "What's going on out there?" And he says, "It's the eye of the storm." And she says, "Oh God, no." So you already know. And so the tank gets lifted up into the eye of the storm. And it's going like 30, 40,000 feet into the air. I'm not playing, I'm not exaggerating. Because when he gets to the top of the storm, they show him looking at heaven. And that, folks, is when I screamed. Bloody murder. I screamed. Oh! I covered my mouth, but I was so scared. And so the people across the aisle from me, they was laughing at me. I could not even care. I screamed several times when I saw that because that was scary. That's real to me. Tornadoes are real. Some of the scary movie stuff, that's not so real. But a tank or a car or anything going up into the storm, that's believable. When that dude saw heaven, my God, Jesus be a fence all around me. Whew, I, mm, that thing was scary, for real. I'm not even telling, even with me telling you everything that's going on, you're still going to be scared. There was men screaming in the movie when that part came up. Men, grown-ass men, rusty-elbowed men screaming, sitting up in their chairs when they saw that. And when they bring the dang gone tank down, the dude's like, like he know I'm going to heaven because Jesus then showed him a little piece of heaven right before this crash. But the scary part after that was they show from inside the tank crashing, catching ground 40,000 feet. That was rough. That was hard because you're feeling the pressure of him as the ground is coming up. Like, whoo, Mm. That's scary. For real. Seriously. Like, I've seen a lot of scary movies. I love scary movies. But that joint right there, that joint scary. Go see the Into the Storm. That's some good scary shit.